Hey there, guys. This is another review. I recently did Kern River Citra, and this is their single IPA, just outstanding IPA. I got it as an extra in the trade, so I thought I'd dig into it. Let's see how it goes. So yeah, this beer comes in a really nice, beautiful, hazy orange color, really reddish, dark reddish amber actually. Familiar color, but a lot of red in there. So yeah, let's get the aroma on this. Yep. Wonderful amounts of sweet, juicy oranges, peaches, mangoes. Wonderful, that tropical, really sweet kind of almost like a Capri Sun or fruit juice kind of aroma. Then behind it, you're getting this kind of resinous pine in the back. Yeah, a combination of those two. So yeah, let's get the flavor on this. Hmm. Yep. In the front. You're hit with some of those notes, hints of those sweet tropics, those overly pungent fruits, but in general, it cuts off very quickly. In the middle, you have a slight breading malt, but in general, this beer is going to be grapefruit peel, lots of bitterness on the finish, lots of floral and resinous pine, lots of like pine sol, green ripping pine, a lot of a floral kind of bitterness. So yeah, I think that's generally the theme of the beer. Not too much sweetness behind it, just a hint of breadiness. So it has a different kind of take on the IPA because it's sort of that West Coast style with that light bready malt, but it still has a heavy amount of bitterness. As I sip on it more, the fruits sort of slowly reveal themselves. The floral starts coming up a bit more. There's less of that aggressive kind of resinous pine. But in general, this is a very heavy bitterness beer. So it's heavy on the bitterness, not too much on sweetness, hints of breadiness. And my issue is actually there's not too much hop flavor in there. It's just generally predominated by bitterness. It's just it's just attacking the palate. Not too much obvious notes of what you can pick out as the bitterness. So for that reason, I'm gonna give this beer an 87. It has some qualities that I like. It really has the malt body I'm looking for in an IPA. Not too much sweetness, just a hint of breadiness. It has wonderful. It has a wonderful aroma actually, and if it weren't as bitter, it might be more something I up more up my alley. But it's still just too bitter for me. And so thinking about this, it might actually be an older bottle, and that might be why. An older bottle might mean that the hops are taken away and you're left with more bitterness without really hop flavor. And so, as a side note, I'm going to dig into that, talking about hoppy beers. Generally, what I do is whenever I purchase beer, I always look for bottle date. This unfortunately doesn't have it, and I got it as an extra, so I don't know how old it is. But at the store, I always make sure to check for a bottle date. I actually avoid beers that don't have bottle dates or hoppy beers without bottle dates because what am I getting into? So I usually go for about 2 months. That's around my range. I bought beers that are 3 4 months even before Best Buys because some Best Buys are longer than that, and I've just been disappointed by some of those beers, and it's on and off. And to me, to be disappointed by a hoppy brew because it's slightly old is just not acceptable. It's like you wouldn't go to a movie and watch the whole thing but only get audio for half of it, and not ask for a refund. I mean, that's ridiculous, right? So how can you sit there and drink a beer and not really get the essence of all these hops that the brewer intended, and you're just getting bitterness or oxidation or just the malt, and it's not really an enjoyable experience. And so that's such a cop out. You would want a refund if that occurred at a movie theater, right? In that analogy. So to me, I just go safe. I stay very close, about 2 months. Month is preferable. And also actually look out for if a hoppy beer, again, these are hoppy beers in general, if they're in the fridge. If a beer store does that, that's a huge plus. I mean, if you it's hops are like any kind of perishable food. They're gonna degrade, they're gonna go away. So you wouldn't leave food out on the counter. So in general, hoppy beers, in my opinion, for me, I always leave them in the fridge. I think more stores should do that. And so if you see a hoppy beer in the fridge, that might be a bit more, there might be a bit more tolerance for how much a beer can stand up, how much the hops can stand up. So I'll maybe give a month or two on that. But on the shelf, just in room temperature, Yeah, I would stick to 2 months. But let me know what you guys think. If you guys have any experience with that. In general, I mean, one experiment I guess you could do is buy a beer, a 6 pack, leave it out, and then just drink a bottle every 2-3 weeks, and then see how the hops fall out. That's an experiment you can do. I have yet to think about doing that. Maybe I should. If you guys want me to do that, I'll do that. But until next time, guys, this is getting in 87. I think it might be an older bottle. I'm not sure. But later. Cheers.